Hi everybody. Today I want to go back on the boxing beat and reminisce about Max Baer, who was heavyweight champion from June 34 until June 35. Now what I remember about Max Baer is what I saw in the newsreels, and you got a flavor of his personality. He was always joking, he was somewhat of a clown. And I remember specifically when he would pose for his picture, or when he would see a camera, he would tighten up his jacket outside. He was out of the ring. He'd tighten up his jacket to show his form, and he'd do so. I'm not a good model for that. So in June 1933, he defeated Max Schmeling. Now, that was one of his major victories. He knocked out Max Schmeling. An interesting side issue to that fight was that Max Baer wore a Star of David on his trunks. And from that fight on, I understand he continued to wear the Star of David. Okay. Max Baer's big moment came June 34 when he fought Primo Carnera for the heavyweight title. There's always been a lot of discussion about Primo Carnera, whether he was brought on properly or suspiciously. A number of fights had suspicion around him. Anyway, Max Baer, who was noted as a powerhouse puncher, he averaged 64% of his fights were knockouts, which of course means that every 10 fights he knocked out his opponent 6 times. Well, it was that power that he knocked down Primo Carnera almost a dozen times to win the heavyweight title. And of course it was that type of fight where one fighter overwhelmed the other that you began to hear whispers that, something was amiss. Okay. Now, in June 1935, he lost his title to James J. Braddock. Now this is another much discussed fight because Baer was a favorite by 10-1, but James Braddock defeated Max by decision, avoiding Max Baer's powerhouse right hand. And James J. Braddock was known ever since as the Cinderella Man. He went to the bull and he came back with a crown. Okay, in 1935, he fought Joe Louis, and Joe Louis knocked him out, I believe the 4th round. He never regained his title, and after retirement, he became an actor. As you would imagine, for his personality, his outgoing, fun-loving personality. He played in something like 20 movies. In one of his movies, I think The Harder They Fall, was a reenactment of the Primo Carnera fight, although it's a fictionalized version. Some of it is not true. Now, as an indication of his worth, of his prowess as a great heavyweight, in 1968 he was admitted to the Boxing Hall of Fame, 1984 the World Boxing Hall of Fame, in 1995 the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So he was a major heavyweight fighter, and one who's right up there with the best. He was a good guy, and he was somehow reminiscent of Floyd Patterson, who was another great guy. And those two fighters gave a lot to the game.